Hey there, Aquarius. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new here at this channel, click that subscribe button and ring the bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, give us that big thumbs up, like, and share. Also, leave your comments down below because I love to find out what's going on with these energies that we bring on in here, and let me get a peek into your life and connect with you. Also, for those of you who've given donations of any size, it is greatly appreciated, and I have more decks coming in the near future. As for now, it doesn't seem to want to show up in this reading because Aquarius, there's something going on that you brewing and cooking, but here's a little peek at it. I mixed the three together, as you can see, and I call it my Moon Magic Medicine deck, or my Moon Medicine Magic deck, any of those, but it has the moon in there, it has magic, and it has medicine, so that's enough said. And for that, let's get to your reading. So when I was shuffling the cards, what came out of the Light Seers, which you were very insistent upon, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands are out. So you are cooking something up. It is obvious. And as it was moving about, you're like, oh, I know something y'all don't know. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to find out what that is. And I know that you're an initiator of this new era that's coming in, about being able to move and apply that energy of the plasma coming along, because to me, y'all are the sign of plasma. I know they call you air, but to me, it's always water and air, which are the qualities of plasma. It has to do with that thing of the imagination of well above the head, beyond this atmosphere and this space. So let's begin to get a shuffle on you guys and see what you have to say. What's this Queen of Swords bringing in to tell us? What do you know that we don't know? And then we'll find out what you're cooking up, okay, baby? So what do you know that we don't know, Aquarius? By the way, I'm glad to have you here. It's always fun running through your energies with you. Okay, let's get two more. What does Aquarius know that we don't know? What are you here to share with us? Is that two? Yeah, it's three. We'll keep them because the king is there. So we're going to put the king up beside you, okay? And I'll put the two down below. That is very interesting. All right. So give me just a second as I take this in. So it's that bit of y'all are there, but you're not seeing each other. You're not even aware of each other's existence, being in the same plane, in the same field. There's a bit of that old crow hanging and lingering above his head, okay? So y'all are coming in like this. So we're going to address this relationship going on first before we dive into the cards underneath. So it's not even being aware of one another's presence. So you know something he doesn't know. What is that? And to me, has to do with your potential knowing something that hasn't come into your actual yet, that hasn't been activated, because as you can see, this is more the considering of the mind, the floating about, the taking in the information, the energy, that sort of thing, of reading the synergies going on. And you can see very much pinnacle, practical, tangible, tactile things going on around here in action, taking flight. Even the owl is observing, right? So it's drawing strong. Hey there, Aquarius. I am back. I've had to keep my phone available to call in because the air conditioning repair people could come at any time. So if it gets interrupted, that is why. Otherwise, I would respect our time together, but that is necessary as of this moment. Now, speaking of air, we're back to you guys up here. So it's that you two aren't even aware of each other, but you slightly are. Do you know how I know? Look at your swords. You're both like, but it's like when you cross two wires, there's a spark. And that little bit of like, that affront that you have going on, it didn't totally work in. But when I looked down, before I turned the camera back on, there was a whole pile of cards that came out on the other side as well, and they were all face down, and I began to turn them up because there's a lot of churning going on here, discordant, that it didn't seem to really go together, and it was like this or that, and double-mindedness, that type of thing, a divided mind, divided heart, that type of energy going on. But yet we have Queen over here going, what? We're going to bring this into reality. She's the only one celebrating. Everything else is a little bit of a challenge going on. But you know something we don't know. So maybe it's her. Maybe she's the one who knows something we don't know, because she's going to make it happen. So it's almost like your heart, your divine spirit, your fairy godmother, she's coming in and she's like, I got this all under control. I've heard all your prayers. I've been keeping all the night watches with both of you guys. And I know what you've been asking for, and it's right there. You're right here. Turn around and face each other. Got to get you on the other side of this day, on the other side of the light of day. Because you were in a state where walking away looked good to you. See this bowl of fire? It is like these candles around her. You've been making your prayers. You've been walking away, but you've also been staying close to this like swamp of sorrows, even though the light is set out before you. You keep returning to this, and that's the energy that has kept your back turned. That's what has kept you eyes forward, because you're trying to look to get to this place, but you're waiting for a particular prayer to be answered here. All right, and there's some mystery shrouding that, so we might let's go ahead. Okay, you guys are volunteering. The runes are like, we here for you. We'll get a rune and a tarot. What are you here for? Why are you abiding? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on, Aquarius? This prayer that's so important that you set your bowl on fire over and over again. It's not even about the other ones. They're already sunken. They're long gone. You get your feet wet for this. That's the one. Okay. It's all coming together. You want everything. Of course you do. Why else would you work for it? You're not taking crumbs here. You're like, I ain't about all that. I'm not looking for some crumbs. When I come, the whole thing comes together. And she's like, that's my person. That's my person right there. That's my man, or that's my woman. That's my Aquarian that's talking. You see that? They believe in me. They know what our power and our energy and our synergy can bring about. Okay, Aquarius. So underneath her, we have this Two of Pentacles. And it's showing that even in the very earthly realm, you were torn between two energies, red magic and white magic. But let me tell you, when you put them together, you get green. Yes, you get green. You get life. So here we have the blood, sweat, and tears, hopes, dreams, and fears. Fears are guardianship, protectorship. They're not just the things that are outlandish fears that control and that destroy us. They're the ones that define us. But you put them together. You bring together all this experience, all this perspective, like your two eyes, and get your mind working as a whole, and life cuts on. It greens up. It Willy Wonkas. It Wizard of Oz's. It goes into this whole new magical enchanted kingdom. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at him, because he was resonating more as the action. As really highlighting here, we have the dragonfly, which is the transformation, and the owl, which is the eyes of wisdom, of that understanding the layers of time. All that you've been through, all that you've been watching for, and he has his eyes on you. Okay, this person has their eyes on you, this action. They've been watching you to see what it is that comes about. I love it, because it's like I already have some little feelings springing up around here, some little flowers springing up, coming into bloom, even though, here goes my nose, even though kind of calm, cool, collected, and slightly closed off, there's more openness there than you know, especially in the lower realms. And that doesn't just mean sexual, that means intimacy, of being able to open oneself up to being known, okay? So underneath our King of Swords, she's over here. She's like, yes, girl. Yes, girl. Work it, work it, work it. Joy. Bring these words to life. Put breath into them. So underneath the King of Swords, oh, my nose, you resonating for sure. We have the Three of Pentacles. And it's about this energy working together, body, mind, and soul, lining up your chakras, but they would be a little bit like this. They're kind of out of order a little bit, working some magic. You don't know whether you should yield, whether you should stop, whether you should go. You're like, I don't know what to do. And she's saying, go, girl, go. Go, man, go. Go, Aquarius, go. Is weaving together this tapestry of life. That's the thing, is y'all pretend like you don't know each other's there, just kind of carrying on all calm, cool, and collected, right? Like very sword energy. But there you're like, pss, 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 pss. Your swords are touching like, I'm feeling you out. I'm feeling you out. I'm feeling you out. I'm checking you out. You just don't know it. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. We don't know it. We don't know you checking us out, that you feeling us out, that you're seeing about this love connection we got going on. There, you're spilling it. And she's like, ta-da! It's a love connection. All right. So underneath that is the Seven of Cups, but still keeping other options open. Why? Because of the one that has bit ya. I know it's bitten, but hey, I gotta go with flow. Because of the one that bit ya. You're trying to keep the flow open so you can get out of here anytime in a moment's notice, just in case. Because you think they got something a little bit shady going on, a little bit hidden going on, you're not too sure. They're blocked and locked up. They got themselves slightly protected. Their heart is open but closed. It's seemingly open but mostly closed. And so you kind of thought, well, I'll move on. I've seen better days. I move on. That's what she's doing here. She's on her little throne, and I see her floating across the ocean. I know it's there, but just you, Aquarius. She's moving on some water here. She's just floating across, making her way, doing her serpentine thing, because she's like, I understand the power of the snake, and I'm just going to follow it forward into my future for me. Focus on myself. Focus on my best life, my best self. You see those colors, those chakras, those activations going on there. Very determined. She's like, you think you are. Just hold up a second. She's like pulling in the horses, like, and bringing it to full stop up here so that you can see this beautiful day that is here, this promise of what you were moving towards, so that you can fully move on, body, mind, soul, and consequently your spirit. Okay, I want to get an overall card about this side of what's going on here with the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Let's get a couple of cards, actually, to get some more clarity on this divine love story that's working out. Ooh, we got the Seven of Coins. I see some laughter showing up, that's for sure. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Underneath, we have the Ace of Coins. It's all being served up in due time, You will taste and see that life is good, innocent, beautiful, and pure. And that it is exactly what it says it is. Not the person, life itself. And life is flowing through this person. They have a bit of a restriction that needs to be worked with, but that is not your job. She's like, I know. So life is conspiring for this connection. That's what you need to know. And then we have coming in the Lovers, of course. And this is long-lasting love. Because if you see, this heart is surrounded by carnations, not roses. Nothing against roses. Roses became the modern-day symbol of love. But the symbol of antiquity for love was the carnation, because they last so much longer. And they would have this spicy clove scent. And they were just these little kisses of love that makes you have to dive and bury your nose in order to drink it totally in. Roses are beautiful, but once cut, they don't last very long. They begin to fade, okay? So this has to do with a long-lasting love and people that see each other clearly, that show themselves fully, okay? The equality here is in the quality. The equal of thinking, man is equal to woman or anything like that, we've begun to skew the math problem. We've gotten things kind of twisted in our mind, and we focused on things that aren't relevant instead of getting to know that it's being of the same heart, all right? Coming from the same place, your intention, your purity, your motives, that type of thing. Okay, so down here, remember that Seven of Coins. It wanted to jump in next to the Seven of Cups. And it's like, ha, ha, ha. You think you're keeping yourself freed up to take off at any moment. That apparently, per this card, is not necessarily true. Destiny is speaking. She's weaving in the threads of destiny here. So I do want to get a destiny card. Let's tell us about this destiny. What destiny is being woven in here? Divine destiny in these Lovers for Aquarius. Making the green, the red and the white magic to the green. You haven't been through all this for nothing. It's making magic. I know it didn't feel like magic at the time when it was that blood, sweat, and tears, the hopes, dreams, and fears. Let's see how many we got. Okay, we got 2. Sanity, time to catch up regardless. She's like, this like the fast forward button, like, pew, to get you all caught up in current. She's talking about your energy flow and that type of currency. Also self-sufficiency and being able to provide for your own self, because you're showing me that there was some stripping away of who you are. Either it was lost in divorce or having to change a career, relocate, that type of thing, that there's been some offset in your expenditure that puts you at a disadvantage for a time. But be ready to receive, be open to all of it. Like she's saying, it's all coming together. Remember that bowl that you were tending here? She's like, baby, I've been listening to all of it. Man, I've been listening to all of it. She said, I've got good ears. I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing. I am made for this. Okay? So weaving that destiny together, getting your mind back in its place, getting your mind straight so that the way you feel, your sensibilities are related into the present now, not based on past experience, okay? Not some old triggers, old responses. She is like, new day, new way. I am bringing in fresh stuff. I ain't dealing with no old dusty cracks. So anyways, gateway. Okay. So no holding back. Remember that bit of a snag, it's kind of like if you try to put your dog in the tub and they're like putting their legs out everywhere, you're taking them to the vet and they're trying not to get in the car. There's a little bit of a snag like that reflex still going on here. But if we look at what's coming, if we look that it is the new horizons, remember this new day, going into these new feelings, trust yourself that you can walk away, that you have been heard, you have been received, and you're not being walked away from those dreams and desires. Remember, that is all coming together. But she's walking you, turning you in the direction where you will receive them. Remember, when we sow and we give generously of ourselves, we don't know where it's going to return from. We give freely, and we trust that life freely gives, and that we're free to give, free to receive. So expose, contemplation, review, examine, non-action, and transform. So she's wanting to transform your mind here, to turn it around, to turn your faith around. Okay. But you're the one in the center of this whole reading, male or female. This is about the queen, okay? This is about the potential going on. And the potential isn't, oh, you could be this. No, this is who you came to be. This is your full-on energy. This is the eye of God, your chart. It is what all your planetaries and placements have been. It's what your experience carried you through to deliver you to this moment in time. But remember, she's getting you current. She's getting you caught up. Remember, fast forward, getting you to this current day so that she can begin to open you up and to remove that reflex, that snag, right? To get your body and mind healthy, to get that flow moving through you, to where you don't just think you feel good, you genuinely feel good and you genuinely flow. And that is the magic that you didn't even know that you are. She's like, I am your future self. Don't you know you were the bomb.com? So anyways, what we're going to look at underneath her surface is this old entrapment. Being caught up in those old ways, it has kept you here. It has kept your truth relegated to a looking glass, to other people's opinions. I know you aren't anything for other people's opinions, but that it isn't about what you contain in your mind, because this isn't your mind. This is what is contained in the world outside of you, immediately around you. So what I know about when we form, especially in the early formative years, I know they say up to 7, but it can go up to 10, 12. Definitely, like the gobstopper, it grows from the inside out. Like a tree, it grows from the inside out. And what you've just lived pushes outward, and you keep growing from the center out. So things that happen early on are beyond your reach, beyond your scope of influence. And that to me becomes like graffiti on your walls, or hallmarks, or harbingers, or things like the scarlet letter that is put on you that you have to bear in your lifetime. And it has to do with like karma and like karmic situations. Karma in itself is neither here nor there, but it has to do with those things that relegate you to a certain path, that mean that that's the way it has been, is the way it always will be. But that isn't true. That isn't true. But this has bothered you for quite some time. But what is being sent is this new shockwave, but this new knowledge of like, I am here to deliver you from this, to bring you into your truth, to restore. I hear Cyndi Lauper right now. Your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. Your true colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. You're beautiful like a rainbow. Let your dreams come to life. Let your sleep, you can see that's a headboard, a shadow, a figment. Let your sleep be disturbed no more. Life is coming for you. The rescue is on its way. And it's not just this divine action of your counterpart, your lover, your soulmate coming in. It's more than that. It's your eternal flame, baby. But it's about that coming in. It's about all of this, banishing away the darkness of night, of where you could be scared, where you were unsure, where you didn't know, where things had control of you. And these, when they all get together, they're called a murder, where this was just like killing your dreams, okay? Killing you softly, baby. You coming forth in your Cindy Lauper day. And if you're a girl, girls just want to have fun. If you're a guy, girls just want to have fun. So, hey, jump on the train. And guess what that brings down? The lovers. This card has never looked so magical as it does today, because I'm seeing the breath between them, not even just the motion going on all around them. It is the heartbeat has begun to beat. The breath, the spirit, the life, the time on the calendar is now, and is beginning to exude and to emanate a sun, a solar system, an existence, a Milky Way bringing about all of its own, and is exactly what you were aiming for. It is more than you ever could have imagined. Remember what you were putting here? It's the whole kit and caboodle. It's the entire thing. And it's all coming together on your behalf, for the sake of life, for the sake of love, and for your goodwill, for our earth. And it's coming in quickly. Remember we talked about that old crow sitting here? He's coming to run, and I mean, this is the path being made to you. The road is made ready to be a ready rider to hop on and to make his way to you, okay? Or her to make her way to you, whatever it is. For whoever's showing up here, I love you all. So, what do I want to do? Okay, let's get a pearl of wisdom on that. No, you're wanting, yeah. Let's stick with the pearl. Let's stick with the pearl. We've already spiraled through enough. We're going straight for it, because this is you, fine like wine, like the beautiful pearl, the pearl of great price, having come through all of this. And it was all part of your eye of God, all part of the divination of your chart and your birth chart, and how you create yourself to come in is to be able to get to and arrive at the reward, at the fulfillment, at the, you see that star between them? Look, you see it? The divine plan. It was written all along, I hear you say. You're like, remember that whole new universe, that whole new world and solar system that the Milky Way is bringing on in? This is, y'all, it's already begun to spring to life. It's the creative concept. It was in the plan, formulated all along. My goodness. Okay, hang on. So don't you worry your little head, all right? Don't let the old things empower you anymore. Remember, that's this energy. Remember that song. Maybe even add it to your playlist if you got to. Put on True Colors and listen to the words. Let it wash over you. Let it heal you. Let it anoint you. Let it prepare you. Let it bathe you in this energy. Let it remind you who you are and what you're here for. You were created for love. You were created to be loved, not just to love. That's one-sided. The ship would sink. The bird can't fly with one wing. I've seen butterflies fly with torn wings, but they always have their wings on both sides, okay? And that's what you're needing here. So say it to be so. Say it to be so. Do whatever magic you have to do to bring it in. That's practical magic. Like I say it in the mirror. Say it to yourself. Remind yourself. But especially, put that song on if you got something for it. I mean, I do. I put it in my playlist. I didn't even realize it because I hadn't been playing that list. So I'm going to go dig it out, bring it up, because guess what? My Venus and my Jupiter are in Aquarius. So I appreciate y'all bringing this message forward with such conviction and boldness, even in the midst of what seemed like a conundrum and a bit of chaos. You've worked through and like undone the knot, like there was this tangled mess of yarn, and you've undone it so that we can see the beautiful pattern, that we can get back to work here, remember? And this creative pattern of what is going on, and to be free to flow, free to embrace who we are, free to embrace this new life of acceptance. It's exciting, Aquarius. Hey, this is Joy. Stand by for now.